Are you open to new possibilities to appear in your life? Do you want to become more productive? Today, I will present to you 6 ideas to help you take action and be efficient in your day-to-day life. No matter where we look, there are always duties and responsibilities present. Perhaps studying, working, or family. There's also time for hobbies and things that you enjoy, and most likely a little procrastination. How can you develop your projects if you can only find 30 minutes a day? Today, I will answer this and other questions about productivity. Hi, my name is Sophie, and you are watching Psychology Unleashed, a YouTube channel established to exploring psychology, life hacks, and book reviews to inspire you. If you are interested in these matters, please subscribe to our channel. Imagine you are a writer. You wake up in the morning and go to work. To write, you need a compelling story, great dialogue, good pace, and consistent language. You need to establish and develop your characters using visualizing language and exploring various plot twists. Is it easy to mess up some of the elements on your list? You bet! What mental abilities would you need to balance these important elements? Some remarkable skills, no doubt. It's not so easy to find a balance which allows us to have all of these elements under control. With the exception of some extraordinary experts, this balance is rarely achieved. Now let's imagine that our minds work like computers. We process all of our operations in RAM, our short-time memory. The applications which run in the foreground, for example, watching this animation on YouTube, participating in meetings on Zoom, etc. And additionally, the services that run in the background, such as antivirus, graphics card drivers, update reminders, etc. Just like computers, when we process complex activities, we feel like we don't have enough RAM to work on them all. It is similar to a situation when we have too many things to think about and we try to do creative work. We realize that there isn't enough processing capacity to do it all. We don't have enough memory. Therefore, it is necessary to organize these activities, and that's the main idea behind David Allen's book, Organize Effectively, recognized for its effective methods in achieving goals. The first idea: free up some space in your mind. Don't try to remember your ideas for later consideration. Write them down immediately. Why is it important to write them down? Because, just like with limited RAM available in your computer, new thoughts replace old ones. A good idea for an animation was lost because I was too focused on other things: shopping, working at the office, fuel, etc. Believe me, it's happened more than once. Or you come up with an interesting business idea and you lose it because you are focused on that university exam at hand. This is because our memory is poorly organized and susceptible to changes due to emotions or external events. And a note that is written down is not liable to changes in your mood, your impulses, or your ability to remember, unless you lose that note, or the phone where you had that note, or you forgot the charger. Writing allows us to verify our ideas for the first time. Let's be honest, some of these ideas are quite unachievable. Writing down our ideas and then reading them has a similar effect to recording and listening to what we say. We get the impression that someone else is telling us something. By writing down our ideas, we can give them structure and depth. When they are only in our heads, it is much more difficult to translate them into reality. Another reason why you should write down your ideas, because you will be surprised when you read your ideas a month or a year later. Rediscovering old ideas that we had forgotten is one of life's pleasures. Sometimes ideas for animations that I had a long time ago inspire me to write new scripts. Other times I wonder, what was I thinking? Where should you write your ideas down? You can use a smartphone, a notebook, calendar, Google Docs, or voice notes. You can use any method, just choose one that suits your lifestyle. The second idea is to work with a long-term plan. Much of the correspondence I receive can be summarized in the following sentence. I have an idea for a business, but I have so many things on my mind that I can't spare even a minute between my responsibilities. I usually try to be nice with my answers, but sometimes I think, well, when did you find a moment to write this email to me then? And then I continue with, how many micro moments like this one do you also have during the day? And then the most important, are you aware of how much time you have available during the week? This last question exposes how weak we are in planning and noticing opportunities for development. Without a calendar or itinerary of activities, we cannot organize the time we need to work on our project. Without a calendar, you will not be able to get rid of this vicious cycle in which you never have time. Without this calendar, you will also not know why you constantly run out of steam. When we make a calendar, we may realize that we need to stop doing some activities to free up time for our new project. Remember to have a clear definition of what is important and catalogue these priorities. Focus on what is already working and develop it. Don't undertake new spontaneous projects just because it is possible. Idea 3. Always have a plan in case of surprises or emergencies. In my experience working in buying and production, I measured the effectiveness of my critical path by the number of errors that the participants didn't detect. It seems counterintuitive because you would normally expect to measure effectiveness in some positive way, but that's not the point. The collections are reasonable to prepare, but it's the unforeseen problems that represent the biggest challenges. There are failures, delays, administrative errors, and so on. There can be an endless number of things that can have a negative impact on the production pipeline, and only a handful of positive points. Therefore, I see this approach as most effective. If you want to avoid chaos in your plans, plan for potential surprises, accidents, and other emergencies, and make alternative plans. Think about how to avoid possibly bad situations instead of blissfully expecting everything to go according to plan. It doesn't matter if you have a team or you're doing it alone, you will avoid unnecessary pressure, stress, and fatigue that can sabotage your entire project. Number 4, organize your to-do list. It might seem that creative work, such as writing scripts, books, or creating products, cannot simply be reduced to a rigid scheme of tasks to be performed. You couldn't be further from the truth. Your tasks to be performed must be clearly focused and clearly defined. You won't accomplish much working without this clarity. Creative work requires space and order, which is the reason for organizing tasks in the bottom-up method, from the most trivial to the most important, from decluttering and cleaning to the most important tasks, in that order. If the task requires less than 3 minutes, don't write it down, simply do it right then and there. At the end of this organization, you will have enough space in your RAM to use it creatively. Idea number 5, don't try to plan every little detail. You will waste more time on it than it's worth. You'll also create an organizational system so complex that merely using it will consume much of your energy that could be used for your creative work. Following this advice will not only allow you some flexibility, which is good for your creativity, and will allow you to handle unplanned tasks without feeling guilty. And last but not least, idea number 6, divide large tasks into smaller steps over several days. Don't try to achieve a complex project working through the night. You'll regret it the next day. Doing this takes a real toll on your life. If you only have 1 hour a day, use it and let it be only that 1 hour. That way you will stay motivated and energized to continue that great project. The steps to achieve these great projects must be well defined. If our future businesses take 12 steps to start, let's start the first day with registering the name and buying the domain. The second day, let's think about the services we are going to offer. Then we describe each of these services as they will be described to customers on the website. There is nothing wrong with dividing 10 hours of work into 2-hour segments every day for a week. Forcing these 12 hours in one sitting can be costly for our well-being and the well-being of the project. All creative work requires order and concentration to avoid chaos and premature burnout. Preparation and awareness of our RAM capacity helps to shape our plans, so I hope that these 6 ideas will inspire you to act more effectively. I invite you to leave us a comment and tell us what you think. Which of these steps did you find the most interesting and suitable for you? I thank you for your attention and invite you to discover this channel. If you are not yet one of the subscribers of the channel, Psychology Unleashed, please click the subscribe button and wait for our next animation.